marks closing 3 lines from the book she's reading.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Said, sorry,
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, Sister Marie has some opening words, so I'm going to use those for the child's line. Yeah. And she has some closing words too. So I have a joy or a sorrow from somebody who didn't include their name. So I will read it, but I don't know who it's from. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. And maybe they do. So, okay.
Everything going okay then?
Yes, thank you so much for doing that. For our opening words this morning, knock and the door be open, seek and you will find. We bid you welcome. We do not ask what you believe or expect you to think in a certain way, but only that you try to live a kindly, helpful life with the proper dignity of a human being. Welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinions. Welcome all who might find in our friendship, strength, and encouragement for daily living. Good morning, and welcome to the Universalist Unitarian Church of Farmington. My name is Beverly Church, and I'm Secretary of the Executive Board, and I'm also a member of the Religious Education Committee. This morning, we are very fortunate to have a guest speaker, Sister Marie Benzing, from La Casa Guadalupana. I will tell you more about her a little later in the service. I'd like to extend a special welcome to any visitors today. After the service, we invite you to gather at the back of the meeting house or outside as weather permits. When indoors, we're observing COVID precautions and wearing masks regardless of vaccination status. Religious education classes are being held in the RE classrooms during the service. An usher can direct you to those locations if needed. Joys and sorrows can be shared later in the service at the microphone or by filling out a blue card found in the pews or by texting me. My phone number is on page 2 of the order of service. Please include your name in the text. As we begin our service, we remember that our UU principles begin with our pledge to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of all people. We are a welcoming congregation, which means we welcome into our community people of all races, sexual orientations, gender identities, and belief systems. At this time, are there any announcements? Okay, well, I have one. I have sign-up sheets for religious education volunteers. And this fall, we are, during COVID, we were combining the group and meeting in Adams Hall and so that we could a larger space so we could social distance. This fall, we are dividing the kids. We will have the tweens and teens together and then the younger children together, which means we'll need more volunteers. We appreciate all of you who have stepped up and volunteered in the past and hope that you can again. I'll send around the clipboards. You'll see that I've X'd out the columns that have I have a lesson or I need a lesson. We do already have lesson plans all set up for September, so it's really easy to volunteer. It's all prepared for you. So I will pass these around now. Okay. Thank you. Any other announcements? Please check the UUCF website or emails for other announcements about upcoming events. At this time, let us share our mission, which is printed on page 2 of your order of service. We seek answers everywhere, include everyone, and live with compassion. Please rise as you are willing and able for our first hymn, which is number 305, De Coloris. We will sing 3 verses. Marie was an elementary school teacher for 45 years. After spending time in Peru during a sabbatical, she fell in love with the Hispanic people and their culture. Upon retirement, she began a tutoring program for children that eventually expanded to include adults, creating La Casa Guadalupana with a pastor in Southwest Detroit's Hispanic community. Please welcome Sister Marie Benzing.
Good morning. So we'll begin with a reading. This is from a poem by Mary Oliver. The title is The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out on the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous, complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Well, good morning. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this invitation. I first met Marie Lowry a number of years ago when we both showed up at Freedom House for an orientation. Right away, I became aware of her church, and thereafter was so touched by your commitment to service and to making a difference where you see need. Your generosity and the powerful way that you touch lives, including the families of La Casa Guadalupana, is a very bright light in the midst of some significant darkness in our world today. Our focus today is seeking a better way. The scripture says, "Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened." Seeking a better way reminds me of a quote from Saint Irenaeus, long time ago, after kind of in the early days of Christianity, where he said, "The glory of God is the human person fully alive." I find that very powerful. This is what God wants for the human person, for each of us, to be fully alive. So we are all seeking a better way to improve our lives, what is our next step? So La Casa Guadalupana services, as you know, the Hispanic community in Southwest Detroit and beyond. Almost exclusively, our people come to the United States seeking a better life for their children. That's their focus, their children's future. They see possibilities and dream of their children going to college and becoming successful. And this has happened for many. Some examples. Esmeralda came to us for tutoring when she was in grade school. Being very bright, she made wonderful advances, scored the highest at Cristo Rey High School when she took her entrance exam. She then won a scholarship to Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., and is now studying to be a lawyer. Another example, Giselle moved from our tutoring program to Cristo Rey also. In her senior year, she applied to 7 universities and was accepted in all 7. She is now studying at Michigan State. Another little story I'd just like to throw in here is of one of our graduations. So this was during the very beginning of the pandemic when everything was in lockdown. And we had adult students who were at the stage of graduating. So that means graduating, achieving their GED, or moving from elementary. So we have a basic education program. So we take adult students who have never really completed their education. In fact, sometimes they come and they can't even write. So they're very basic. So they may have been moving from elementary to secondary to GED, so they were graduating. So this is during the height of the pandemic. We had graduation in the parking lot in December at about 5:30 in the afternoon, getting dark, right? So there were 12 graduates. They're all in their cars with their families and facing the school. The director was standing near the school, And as she announced the student's name, the graduate's name, they were in cap and gown and all. And they got out of their car and went up, and everyone's there honking their horns and cheering. It was so cool. They walked up, and the directors announced their name, and then she put their document on the table, and then she stepped back. They came up, received their document. We're honking our horns and cheering. It was really wonderful. So, our mission is to work to improve conditions for our people, which includes finding their voice in the community, achieving their full potential, having a healthy lifestyle, as well as improving their financial status. We see education as the key to personal growth. Someone explained to me once that many people come from, say, Mexico to America, and when they're able to buy a truck and take a picture of themselves next to their truck and send it back to their family, they have achieved their goal. But we work with our adults to help widen their vision, what is possible for themselves, not just their children. So to give them a wider vision. Because GED certification is necessary for employment, this is often our students' first goal. There are several programs in our area that offer classes to prepare people for GED testing. La Casa is unique in that we teach in Spanish. It is so that students can make progress more quickly. And the United States offers testing for GED in Spanish, and it is fully equivalent to that in English. So they fully understand that they need to learn English. And that's definitely their goal. Most of our enrollees are studying English. But if they need employment, their primary goal is that GED. And so we assist them in whatever is their better way. So just a little now about my own journey. So I'm a Catholic nun. I belong to the Congregation of St. Joseph, which was begun in 1650 in France. There are Sisters of St. Joseph all over the world. I have been a sister for 62 years, 45 of those as a teacher of young children. During some sabbatical time, as you heard earlier, I fell in love with the people and the culture and the language. So while studying Spanish for some years, I felt drawn to leave teaching, which I had always loved, and see what I could do within the Hispanic community. In other words, I felt that God had placed this attraction within me for a reason. I felt called to leave my comfort zone and venture out. I had no idea where. I had been happy, successful, competent, capable, and yet here was this invitation to explore new possibilities. Learning a language still is hard for me, and it's hard when you start learning over 70. But somehow God uses me anyway. For me, the call was not seeking a better way, but another way. And it has been a wonderful ride. People like Marie and you and many others have stepped up to join us in providing opportunities for those who come to our open doors. By the way, Marie, when we met, that was the beginning. She became associated with us and is very involved. She has been tutoring for how many years? At least 4 or 5, yeah. And she is also part of our board. She's a member of our board. And she works on our outreach committee, which is responsible for fundraising. So Now, we do not see ourselves as knowing the better way for others. I said before that we see education as a way to fuller life, but each person must find their own way. We simply partner with others to assist them with their goals as we are able. We are companions with them, not some gurus or managers. We often ask adults at the beginning of a class, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve? And then we walk with them along those paths as we take our next steps, knock on doors, ask for help, and seek the next better way. So at this point, Marie and I would like to share a short video with you to give you an idea of what La Casa is about. I hope it's helpful to you. Guadalupana is a family literacy program located in the parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe in southwest Detroit.
Our mission is to revitalize the general environment and improve conditions in the lives of the Hispanic community in our community of Our Lady of Guadalupe Parish.
La Casa Guadalupana is a family literacy program located in the parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe in southwest Detroit.
Our mission is to revitalize the general environment and improve conditions in the lives of the Hispanic community in our community of
La Casa Guadalupana is a family literacy program located in the parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe in southwest Detroit.
Our mission is to revitalize the general environment and improve conditions in the lives of the Hispanic community in our community of Our Lady of Guadalupe Parish by providing education, health information, and support services for families. We provide families with ways to improve their economic security and future prospects.
We offer English classes for adults, preparation for GED or high school graduate equivalency, and adult basic education. Many of our adults have not had the opportunity to complete their education and now have a strong desire to do so. They are motivated and enthusiastic and model for their children the importance of education. After-school tutoring is available for elementary school children. Tutors from various universities volunteer along with retired professionals. Children work on reading, math, and school assignments. Child care for toddlers is available while their moms are in class. Staff provide activities and language stimulation to help develop language in very young children. La Casa is unique in our area in that we use a dual language method, teaching in Spanish for those whose primary goal is basic certification and GED. Students work as a learning community where the teacher guides and supports the students who work together, learn from one another, practice skills, and make amazing progress. Graduates celebrate their success with family and friends and move on to study English, apply for jobs, continue study at community college, and find their voice in the community. Participants in the tutoring program go on to success in high school and acceptance in college. Children participate in our summer programs. Families participate in enrichment experiences with field trips and community meals. Workshops provide needed information on safety, immigration, health, and financial literacy. For our expanding family of learners, La Casa Guadalupana needs your support as a partner in our mission of changing the vision and opportunities of our amazing students. Please consider joining us in building an improved community in Southwest Detroit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Being here today has been a huge privilege for me. May each of us pay attention for our own next better way, and may our God give us the courage to make changes, try new directions, and walk humbly with our God and each other. God's blessing to you all.
Thank you. Our contributions help support the mission and vision of our beloved community. The projects and people who serve reside among us as brothers and sisters in one human family. And today you'll notice envelopes in your order of service, so your contributions today can help support La Casa Guadalupana. Thank you. If you are visiting us for the first time and you're comfortable doing so, please stand and tell us who you are, where you're from, and how you heard about us. We'd like to meet you.
Hi, my name is Anthony. I live in Livonia. I just moved out there about 2 months before the pandemic hit, so this is my first time actually being here, so I'm very excited to be there. But I'm originally from North Carolina and moved up here about 10 years ago, and I'm very happy to be here. I learned about you guys on Google.
Thank you. A perfect heart is one that has known love and loss, joy and sorrow. The perfect heart is one that has been shared. As joys and sorrows of our community are shared, please direct your energy, prayers, and meditations as a gift of compassion and strength. And I have one sorrow that was sent to me anonymously. My 17